so today we're gonna be moving our meat birds into the chicken tractor right here. But before we do that, we gotta do some things to get it ready. So we built this last year, and this is a Suscovich chicken tractor. And we had a white tarp over it, and it did extremely well with our meat birds. But over the course of the year, our guardian dog kept pawing at it and playing with it, and the sun and elements just got to it. So it was coming apart. So we bought a new tarp for it. So today we're gonna put a brand new tarp on it before we put the meat birds in it. So you're gonna see me put the tarp on there. I'm gonna take the remnants of the old one off, and then we're gonna take it out to basically our backyard so they can graze on fresh grass. And you're gonna follow us along while we do this. Now when I use this to hold the tarp on, I use fender washers, so it's got more surface area to hold the tarp on. And I just use real small, like 1-inch screws to hold in. And I don't use nails. And the reason why I don't use nails is because if I were to have to replace the tarp like how I am right now, I could easily just take the screw off. But if I were to use a nail, the nail would be stuck in there permanently, or I'd have to really fight to get all the screws out because you just don't want to leave metal in something like this. All right, so right here I'm taking off the back where the tarp was on. And see the tarp, they come with these little eyelets, and they work really, really good with zip ties. So I use zip ties just to hold right on, and then when I need to replace it like this, I simply cut the zip tie, it comes right off. All right, so this is the tarp that I'm gonna use for the top of the chicken coop. I bought it right off of Amazon right here, and it says its finished side is gonna be 9 foot 6 inches by 13 foot 6 inches, which is a pretty good sized tarp. So basically I'm just gonna take it out of this bag, I'm gonna drape it over here, and we'll start fastening it in.
It's super important when you go to get a tarp for your chicken tractor, especially if you live in South Carolina like we do, that you make sure to get a white tarp, because if you get a black tarp or another dark color, it's going to really, really increase the heat inside of that chicken tractor. And the white helps keep those chickens nice and cool and acts as a really nice shade cloth for them.
So now I'm gonna use these zip ties now. These are a little bit longer than you need. Definitely longer than you need, but this is what I had. So basically you just take the zip tie, go right through the chicken wire, through the eyelet on the tarp. And you pull it tight just like that. Nice and easy.
Okay, so I'm gonna walk inside the chicken tractor so you can see how tall it is. I am about 5'5.5", and I can almost stand, like my head touches the top of the bar. So you really can get in here easily, and you can deal with the chickens in any way you need to, whether it's putting more food in, getting water out. That's why we really love this chicken tractor design.
So the last thing to do as I walk around is I need to trim all these off. I just don't like having them sticking out. It's another thing for, you know, our livestock guardian dog to play with or what have you. So I'll make sure I trim all these off nice and easy, and we'll make sure we dispose of them appropriately. All right, so now we got this looking all good. We're gonna take it out back and get our little meat birds in it.
So we've got the food and the water in here, and Charlie just went to go get the meat birds.
All right, so the reason why we were able to move these chickens to the chicken tractor is because they're feathered out. So you can see all their feathers right here. So that helps keep them warm. And now here in South Carolina, it's after April, so it's gonna be pretty warm anyway, so they'll be all right. So now that they're feathered out, they've gotten a little bit bigger, they can walk on the grass, they can self-forage. And that's another reason why we really like these particular meat birds from Murray McMurray, because these are their big red broilers. And these self-forage. So all this grass that's in here that you can see around me, they're gonna eat that also. So not only are they gonna eat our non-GMO feed that we give them, but they're also gonna eat our grass right here that they move on. So every single day, I'll move these meat birds twice a day. I move them in the morning and I'll move them in the evening. They'll constantly be on fresh grass and they'll constantly have feed right here for free choice.
So the other thing that we're doing today is we've got some new layers that have been in the barn, but they are also feathered out now, just like our meat birds. We have this little Tractor Supply coop here that we use as a grow out coop. So whenever we have new layers to introduce to our flock, we put them inside here so that they can just get used to the other birds, and all of the rest of our chickens kind of walk around and check them out. And it just works out really, really well for us. So that is what we're doing right now. We're moving in some barred rock chicks and some black copper marin chicks. So the two different kinds of new layers that we got were the barred rock and the black copper marin. And the barred rock, you can see, has these white feathers, so it's going to be a black and white chicken, and it's going to lay a light brown egg. And then the copper marin is going to lay those really pretty chocolate dark brown eggs, and you can even see the feathers starting to form on the feet. So those are the two new layers that we have.
So a lot of the chicken tractors have wheels. If you come back here real quick, they put wheels on the back of their tractors right here to make it easier to move. But I decided not to do that. So I just slide mine across on these 2x4s. They act like skis, and it's actually really easy to move. So I don't have to have the wheels. Now the wheels will probably make it a little bit easier, but I don't use them on mine. So I'm gonna show you real fast how I move these meat birds every day. Now we put them into the chicken tractor this morning, and so now I'm gonna move them. So what I do is I take this tie down strap and I put two eyelets right down here in the chicken tractor. I put one right here and one on the other side. And so what I do is I just literally take this tie strap, put it right in there, and I do the same thing on the other side. And then I pull it real nice and slow so I don't run any of the chickens over. And they'll move along nice and easy. You don't want to go too fast, because if you go too fast, you'll get one of them caught up in it. So if they get in the back, you just kind of move it along, nice and easy, and there you have it.
So I hope that we have encouraged you to raise your own meat chickens. It's been wonderful for us. And this is our, third round of meat birds, Charlie?
Yeah, it's our third or fourth.
Yeah, so either third or fourth, we're not exactly sure, but it's been an awesome, awesome experience. We love doing it, and the chicken tastes amazing. So thank you for hanging out with us, and we will see you next time.